Andrei Kozyrev was Russian foreign minister from 1991 to 1996 under President Yeltsin, the first person to serve in that role in that post-Soviet era. He's also been credited with developing Russia's foreign policy in that period, as we were just discussing tonight, after the fall of the Soviet Union and the wall. We should also note the current foreign minister, a name you've probably heard, Sergei Lavrov, served as his deputy. Kozyrev left the Russian government in 2000. That was the year Putin became president for the first time. And he has emerged as something of a critic of Putin and some of these measures. Mr. Minister, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
That statement you made, first reported by the New York Times, seems to combine the evidence that Russia's military is hitting problems with your insight or observation that those are exactly the kind of problems that may have been underreported internally to Putin. Can you expound on that a bit more and explain to us how you came to that view?
Well, it's any dictator or any authoritarian, they suffer from the same problem, that they surround themselves with good liquor, so to say, or yes men. And those yes men, they are afraid just to report. And I met with those circumstances when I was foreign minister, for instance, in Iraq, Saddam Hussein, or in many other places. And in the Soviet Union, it was like that. I served in the Soviet foreign ministry. I am a career diplomat. And that was exactly like that. Nobody reported the truth. So he probably believed that there is no Ukrainian nation and that he has overwhelming power, overwhelming army, which cannot be, because look at the situation in Russia and the Russian economy. Russian economy has been stagnated for the last 10 years, if not declining. And the corruption is overwhelming inside Russia. So how could the military be totally separate from that? There could not be a military like United States, in a corrupt state. So it's just nothing, not a rocket science to know that.
Yeah, you put it like that it's, you say not rocket science, a common phrase, that if everything else is in decline, why would the military be an exception? And if crony capitalism and oligarchs and cronyism is how part of the economy and the society runs, why would the military be exempt from that? I want to play a little bit of Putin. This was in an older interview. This is before the invasion, but goes to the mindset that you may understand. This was with our own NBC colleague, Keir Simmons, where he tries to make the argument that really he has to respond to NATO, that Russia is constantly on defense, as he puts it. Take a look.
What was the point of expanding NATO to the east and bringing this infrastructure to our borders? And all of this before saying that we're the ones who have been acting aggressively? Why? On what basis? Did Russia, after the USSR collapsed, present any threat to the United States or European countries? We voluntarily withdrew our troops from Eastern Europe. And what did we get in response? We got in response infrastructure next to our borders. And now you're saying that we're threatening to somebody.
You're an expert at getting to the root of things, not taking it all at face value. Can you share with us your view from your time there? Does he in any way believe some of this stuff because he's closed off, as you described? Or when you get to these international issues, is it still his version of propaganda, baiting, what in America they sometimes call trolling, and constantly making it out as if he must respond because of what the West is doing?
It's both. It's not or, but it's one and the other. It's his conviction, but it's conviction of convenience, because he needs a foreign enemy to justify in some way this disastrous economy in Russia, which is one of the richest countries. If you look at the mineral resources, oil, gas, gold, everything. And the population is educated and able to do complex jobs. So this disastrous results in Russian underdevelopment, that's something which needs an excuse. And that excuse they find in NATO. NATO never threatened a new Russia. NATO countries are eligible for Russian oligarchs and for Russian successful people, I mean, people who have some means to go. That's where they go. They don't go to Iran. They don't go to China. Right. Even they go to America, to France, to NATO countries. So it's all a wrong conviction of convenience, and it's, of course, propaganda. And that makes a vicious circle. You know, propaganda comes to him back in reports of his acolytes, and then they reproduce it again as propaganda. And he is in a echo chamber. But what I want to say also, that I don't know why everybody is so fixated on Putin. I mean, it's like a spoiled child, or today he is in good mood, tomorrow he is in bad mood, and what is his next caprice is, forget it. It's just politics. It's just intergovernment politics. And if NATO shows more strength, it's okay that there is a response, but don't hesitate to make more responses. He does not hesitate to punch Ukraine or to attack NATO verbally or whatever. So the same is on the other side. It's just ridiculous that everybody is looking, what if he will be offended? Or what if he will be nervous?
Well, you're speaking to the impact he has. And you mentioned the propaganda. I've got a little bit of time left, but, you know, you say the propaganda can be a vicious loop for them. You know, was it not Bakunin? Was it not Bakunin who said, don't get high on your own supply? Or maybe somebody else. But that's how we've put it in the United States. My question to you before I lose you at 30 seconds is there anyone inside the Russian government who can even give him the bad news? I'm not talking about overthrowing him, but give him bad news to course correct? Or that's, in your view, out of line, not going to happen?
That is less possible than overthrow him. That's a Russian tradition. They fear to tell the boss the truth, but one day they might come with a weapon and escort him either to the grave or to retirement, like happened even in the Soviet Union. So it's rather they will escort him out than tell him the truth. That's a tradition.
Well, thank you for enlightening us on some of the traditions. The former Russian foreign minister and recent Putin critic, Andrei Kozyrov. Thank you, sir.